To say that the open mic universe got completely turned upside down at SummerSlam would be a huge understatement. There is a throne out here on stage as Cody Rhodes, your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, makes his way out. Cody grabbing a sledgehammer. And Cody Rhodes using the sledgehammer to destroy the throne as it crumbles to pieces. If you missed SummerSlam, there were so many big moments that took place over the course of the two-night event. But I get the feeling the only thing anyone's going to remember are the actions of this man. It all started on night one, where he was scheduled to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase and challenge his best friend R-Truth for the WCW World title. This is what we found. Cody unconscious in the back. The main event did not happen. Fast forward to night two, Roman Reigns defeats Bronson Reed in the main event, and then Cody Rhodes' music would hit. And as everybody's attention was pointed towards the stage, Cody from behind with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Then the picture started to come into focus. Cody was never attacked. It was all a ruse. It was all a scam. He would cash in the briefcase, hit a crossroads, cover Roman Reigns for the 1-2-3, and become your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But that wasn't the final surprise of the night. As Cody was in the ring celebrating his victory and celebrating his reunion with the WWE World title, this man showed up clapping in approval of what Cody Rhodes had just done. So, what do you want to talk about? Professional wrestling has always had a problem with the rewriting of history, bastardizing the truth just to feed an ego, minimizing the contributions of so many while overinflating the contributions of their own. Some people would want you to believe that if it wasn't for the McMahons, professional wrestling wouldn't exist. Tell that to the Von Erichs, the Harts, the Crockett's, the Jarretts, the Gagnes, the Harley Races, the Arn Andersons, the Rhodes family. When I came back, I wanted to break that cycle once and for all. And I wanted to do things the right way. But if this last year has taught me anything, it's that revolution doesn't happen with a handshake and a smile. It happens with a fist. Saying that wrestling has more than one royal family wasn't a catchphrase. It was a declaration of war. Last night, I planted my family's flag on the legacy of the Anoa'i family. And that is just the beginning. You might not like what he had to say, but I don't know if it gets more raw or real than what we just heard from Cody Rhodes. What a way to kick off Raw later tonight. Paul Heyman will be here. Maybe we'll get some questions answered. Why was he at SummerSlam? Why was he applauding Cody defeating Roman Reigns? And are he and Cody Rhodes now aligned? Up first in our opening match of the night, Roxanne Perez, who makes her way down to the ring. She takes on Lyra Valkyria. The WWE Women's Division in kind of a weird spot coming out of SummerSlam. We had Asuka defending the WWE Women's Championship against Jordynne Grace. Asuka would retain, but that victory a little bit tainted thanks to Becky Lynch, who attacked Jordynne as she made her way to the ring, And even though later on in the night, Grace would track down the man and get a little bit of payback, you know that whatever's going on with those two is not over just yet. Referee calls for the bell. Roxanne coming in hot, but Lyra able to get her leg up and stop Roxanne Perez. The falling apart of Becky Lynch over these last few months. Just when you think that maybe we've seen her fall as far as she's going to fall, she finds new ways of going even lower. And credit to Jordan. She made a hell of an effort in that match, but the attack from Becky Lynch just a little bit too much to overcome, especially when you're in there with somebody like Asuka, who is an incredible talent. And she took advantage of that attack. Hey, it's not a charity around here. You're the world champion. You want to stay that. And Asuka did her part to walk out of SummerSlam WWE Women's Champion. Lyra with the cover. And Roxanne kicks out at 2. Both of these ladies are definitely keeping their eye on what's going on with the WWE Women's Championship. Reversal. Both would like their opportunity, and that was kind of the thing with Jordan. Like, yes, the attack happened, but you kind of had to go on with the match because who knows? Like right now, the women's division here in WWE and in WCW so strong right now that if you earn an opportunity, if you earn a title shot and you don't finish the job, you don't win the championship, it may be a while before another opportunity comes back around. And that's probably why we are seeing what we have seen out of Becky Lynch. She knows that just because she's a former champion doesn't mean that opportunities are just going to be coming her way. Roxanne with the cover, and Lyra kicks out at 2. Lyra rolling to the apron. And Roxanne runs at Lyra, but Lyra with the block. Thanks to her knee. And a clothesline from Lyra Valkyria. Lyra gets Roxanne up. And no! Roxanne able to maneuver her way out face first. Lyra Valkyria into the mat. Kick to the midsection. Pop rocks. And Roxanne Perez comes away with the victory as she defeats Lyra Valkyria. Next, we're going to hear from the new WWE Intercontinental Champion, Despicable Rey Mysterio. Rey, who surprised us all by telling the LWO, his dirtbag son, Dominik, and Raquel Rodriguez that he did not want them at ringside. He wanted to do it on his own. And while Rey did benefit from Braun Breaker being in a war on night 1 of SummerSlam against Oba Femi, he took advantage of that and stunned the badass right from the get-go to win the Intercontinental Championship. After the match, we thought Dom was coming down to celebrate with his dad, but that wasn't the case, as he hits Rey from behind. And then Dom does something really despicable, picks up that Intercontinental Championship and cracks it over his father's head. Parents want the best for their kids, and sometimes when you try to make that happen, you're going to make mistakes. And I made a huge mistake. I wanted to try to leave a legacy, not only for Dominik, but for future generations that carried the Mysterio name. And I wanted it to be something that we built together. And because of that, I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of, and I know I let so many of you down that have been ride or die with Rey Mysterio since day one. And I'm here in front of you today to say I'm sorry. If you're out here handing out apologies, it shouldn't be directed at these idiots. It should be directed at your son. The LWO and all the legacy. All it did was make your old ass relevant again. Thanks to us, you won an Elimination Chamber. You won some World Championships. Now, you're the Intercontinental Champion. What did the LWO ever do for me? How many opportunities did I get? How many championships came my way? You know, maybe you're right. I'll tell you what, at Bad Blood, I will give you a shot at the Intercontinental title. Just know that what I do to you at Bad Blood is only because I love you, son. Up next, we've sort of got a rematch from SummerSlam, or at least a partial rematch. Ludwig Kaiser, the former WWE European Champion, gets an opportunity here tonight on Raw to try to win back the belt that he lost just a few days ago. Let's go back to night one of SummerSlam. It was supposed to be Kaiser, Carmelo Hayes, Finn Balor, and Chad Gable in a fatal four-way match. Gunther, though, deciding to insert himself in the match and taking out Finn Balor. Gunther would get the 1-2-3, taking the title away from his Imperium teammate, Ludwig Kaiser. And he would leave SummerSlam your new WWE European Champion. And here comes the Ring General, making his first offense here tonight against an opponent that he knows very well. He has been through some wars over the last few years with Ludwig Kaiser. The difference being, they've always been on the same team. But I guess Gunther's want and desire to be a champion, more important than friendship at this point. Kaiser looking at the belt that he has held the last few months, looking to try to bring it back home here tonight. Kaiser's ready, Gunther ready. There goes the bell. Gunther with a kick to the midsection, followed up by two punches to the face, and now Gunther with a submission locked in, and Ludwig Kaiser, he's got a tap. The Ring General victorious. Here comes Finn Balor. Balor dishing it out all around, lays out Ludwig Kaiser, lays out Gunther. Finn Balor, who'd been on a roll these last few months before getting derailed by Gunther at SummerSlam, looks to be back on track. Well, it is time. We are going to hear from Paul Heyman. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. I've been a manager, an advocate, a wise man, and a promoter. But you know the one thing I've never had the opportunity to do? Coach a franchise player. And when that franchise just so happens to be the son of the man that opened the door for me to get in this business, well, that's just a no-brainer. Now, some of you may be asking, why now? And I've got to be honest with you. Cody Rhodes doesn't need Paul Heyman, and that's a shoot. I reached out to Cody after he won Money in the Bank. We had a long talk, and one of the things we talked about was history and how it always seems to get rewritten. And if anyone knows about that, it's the man who took wrestling to the extreme and then watched that attitude get stolen and used to win the Monday Night Wars. Why is Dusty Rhodes not recognized as the greatest mind this business has ever seen? Probably for the same reason that Paul Heyman doesn't get the respect that he deserves. But that's okay. That's in the past, and the past was one big dream. But the future? The future is a nightmare. And that's not a prediction, that's a spoiler. I am being told that R-Truth is outside the arena trying to get in. Braun Breaker standing in his way. Breaker with a spear. I imagine Truth showed up here tonight to get some answers from Cody Rhodes. But thanks to Braun Breaker, I don't think that's going to happen. Breaker with another spear, and the badass has just decimated the WCW champion.